Meteorologist Eric Finkenbinder.
Well, this is a first for me. We did have some flash flooding in Waynesboro. And we always look at Waynesboro as we are clearing out now. We're done with the rain, but notice right around the track. I mean, just inside the track there on the turf, it is flooded. We can see that on both sides of the track, almost the whole way around. So parts of southeastern Franklin County was in a flash flood warning because of that very heavy rain that we did have a little bit earlier. We go a little farther east to Hummelstown. We're starting to see that sun breaking through. The rain seems to be tapering off there, but it still is raining. As a matter of fact, we're now underneath it into Lancaster, so we can see a view in Lancaster. That's the heavier rain. That's where we're seeing it into York and Lancaster. It's now pushing out of Lebanon counties. So you noticed, and I've noticed too, the strength of these storms still producing heavy rain. However, these storms looked much worse about an hour or two ago. We're still getting some beneficial rain out of this. So let me zoom in to show you. For those of us at the Lebanon area fair, we are starting to see that rain tapering off. So I would say about another 15-20 minutes and it should be pretty much done. Far eastern Lebanon County down toward now Effort into northeastern Lancaster County. That's where we're seeing some of the heavier rain that extends right across the city, Lancaster, down now toward Drumar as we get into the southern tip of Lancaster. Behind that, we're still getting some sort of backfilling rain there from York down toward Shrewsbury. For the most part, though, that is the extent of it. Areas in yellow and see some of those orange bullseyes. I've had places closer to Newburgh getting and reporting over 4 inches of rain. Now that's isolated locations. And you can see down towards Waynesboro, the southeastern tip of Franklin County, they're showing at least over 3 inches of rain. So that's where we have some of the flash flood warnings that are happening southern Dauphin into the southern half of Lebanon County. And that does also include northeastern, far northeastern Lancaster County. That's where we did see some of that heavier rain too. As we move upstream, we start to dry things out. I would say we'll begin to notice it a little bit later tomorrow. You'll wake up tomorrow morning and it won't feel drier, but it does as we get into tomorrow afternoon and then especially on Thursday. I want to quickly show you today's rain, a nice healthy 1.08 reported at Harrisburg International, and there's some of that dry air that's going to be pushing in on the back side of this. So that's going to feel a little bit better to wrap up our week. And here we are at 8:30 this evening. We're pretty much done. We kind of anticipated today to be that wet day of the week. As we move into Wednesday, there's an extremely low chance of a stray shower, and that's just because the dry air begins to filter in, and Thursday is also looking pretty nice. So just to keep in mind, the rest of the week looking much, much calmer after today. We're seasonable on Saturday. And then we get into the more hit or miss variety as we end the weekend, moving into next week. Overall, we're not really seeing any extremes. I would say sort of your typical dog days, maybe, as we move into August. That's right now is the official dog days of summer.
We need the rain too. We need it.
Certainly help.
Thanks, Eric. Coming up next.